Hello, Minglaba. My name is Maythun, and my Buddhist name is Charubali, which means keeper of beauty. Today, I will be your presenter for part 1 of the Dhamma class. Today's Dhamma class is on 2nd August 2026. We meet every Sunday at 4 p.m. Arizona and Pacific times. Anyone interested in Buddhist teachings is welcome to join us on Zoom. Use the ID 413-460-4622 and the password Buddha20, all lowercase. Remember, the Zoom ID and password will stay the same every week. First, 3 individuals will chant the Buddha Gamana Gata, Jiva Dabadi Gata, and Surya Gata. These chants will then be followed by Part 1A, offerings, taking the Dhisarana and precepts, the Metta chant, and meditation. Part 1B, Adhitana, determination, mindfulness on death, wishing, and sharing. Part 2, Mahajaya Mangala Gata chanting, answers the questions from Buddhism for Kids and Pali Pathways, presentations on Buddhism, read the answers for the given questions. Today's substitute will be Sean Reddy. So Sean Reddy, please have your prayer books and the correct pages ready and close by. Now, Jewel, could you please remind everyone about our rules and regulations?
Before we begin, here are some important rules and regulations. 1. If you're reading the substitution or participating in Part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. 2. Please do not eat or drink during the prayer time, as it is very disrespectful. If you're hungry, make sure to eat before joining the meeting next time. 3. Sit up straight and center yourself in front of your camera. Keep your camera on at all times, or you may be removed from the meeting. If you're not a part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn off your camera. 4. Please don't fidget or play around, as it can disturb others who are praying. The prayer session is only 15 minutes, so please be mindful and respectful. 5. For those chanting, please chant clearly and slowly so that others can follow along. 6. We would greatly appreciate it if everyone stays respectfully until the end of the meeting.
Now, please put your hands together. We'll begin with Buddha Gamana Gata. We believe you'll do great. Buddha Gamana Gata. Angira Sasa Unaya. Tatahi Setarapsio. Wajirawa Virojanti Dinometatu Sisake Nilayo Niladanama Pito Dadacha Lohita Dama Damacha Mandita Nikami Misu Papasara Sada Sada Sada. No, fine.
Diwa Dabadi Gada Diwa Dabadi Adijo Radi Mabadi Chalima Sanado Kadio Dabadi Jai Dabadi Brahmano Ada Saba Mahoradim Buddha Dabadi Dejasa Tadisam Tejasampanam Buddham Wandami Sadaram Edena Sajawajena Sodi Mehodu Sabada Sodi Dehodu Sabada
Surya Gata. Namo te Buddha Viratu Vipamuto Sisabati Sambada Patipanosami Dasame Saranam Bhava Tata Katam Arahantam
Suryo Saranam Gato Rahu Suryam Pamunjasu Buddha Loka Nukam Baka Yo Andakara Tamasi Babam Karo Wero Janom Mandali Okadejo Marahu Gili Jara Mandalike Pajamamam Rahu Pamunjasuriyam Edena Sajawajena Soti me hotu sabata Soti te hotu sabata. About one time.
Mio, it is your turn.
Kinasara Patitena Deepen Damadamzina Kiwoka Deepam Sambudam Pujayami Tamonudam Vinaganda Gunopetam Edam Kusuma Santatim Pujayami Munindasa Sripada Sarovuhe. Well done.
Padiva setu no bante Paniyam parikapitam anukampam upadaya patiganadu uttama adiva setu no bante Bojanam parikapitam anukampam upadaya patiganadu uttama. By one time.
Okata, 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 Kayagan, Wazigan, Manogan, Tabadota, Katendo, Apirugo, Piapazijin, Achunga, Patama, Dutiya, Tatiya, the Jane, Najane, Donjay Miao, Payayadana, Tayayadana, Tangayadana, Yadana Mieton, Barogo, Ayoate, Alea Miet, Lesson Moye, Shiko Puzo, Pumyon Mansho, Gadoba E, a Shimpea, Gadoya To, a Chua Jam, a Beliba, Gatomba, Yapishipa, Yandumio, Naba, Wipati Tea, Leba, Biadana Tea, Nabaroma, Akakating, Kilo Nandi Period, Medea, Podea, Naban, Dea, Domeko, Yabalo, E, a Shimpea, Bauenheim.
Isarana Ajiwa Tamaka Sila Yajana Maham Bende Disarnena Saha Ajiwa Tamaka Silam Damam Yajami Nukaham Yatawa Silam Deta Me Bende Duriam Bi Aham Bende Disarnena Saha Ajiwa Tamaka Silam Damam Yajami Anugaham Gatawa Silam Deta Me Bende Dadiambi Aham Bende Disarnena Saha Ajiwa Tamaka Silam Damam Yajami Anugaham Gatawa Silam Deta Me Bende Ama Bende Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tadiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tadiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tadiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Ma Bente.
Ajivatamaka sila panatipata viramani sikavaram samadhiyami adena dana viramani sikavaram samadhiyami kame sumi chachara viramani sikavaram samadhiyami musawada viramani sikavaram samadhiyami Pisuna vacha viramani sikavaram samadhiyami parusa vacha viramani sikavaram samadhiyami sampapalapa viramani sikavaram samadhiyami micha jiva viramani sikavaram samadhiyami Amabande, bow one time.
Nawa Buddha Guna Itipiso Bhagawa Araham Sama Sambuddha Vija Charana Sambano Sukado Loka Vidu Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Dewa Manusana Buddha Bhagawa
Vakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opaneiko Pachatam Veditabo Venuhi
Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sango Ujupatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sango Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sango Samichipatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sango Yadidan Jatari Purisa Yugani Ata Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sango Ahuneyo Bahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttaram Punya Ketam Lokaza
Aham awiro homi, abhyapajo homi, aniko homi, sukyatanam pariharami, mama matapitu, acharya cha, nyatimita cha, sabrahmacharino cha, awira hontu, abhyapaja hontu, anika hontu, sukyatanam pariharantu. Amakam araka dewata, imasamim awase, imasamim arame, araka dewata, awera hontu, abhyapaja hontu, anika hontu, sukyata na pariharantu.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atabawa Paria Pena, Saba Idio, Sabe Burisa, Sabe Aria, Sabe Anaria, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipadika, Awira Hondu, Abhyapaja Hondu, Anika Hondu, Sukhiyatanam pariharantu. Dukkha muchantu. Yata lata sampatito mawigachantu. Kamasaka.
Pratimaya tisaya, Dakinaya tisaya, Pachimaya tisaya, Uttaraya tisaya, Pratimaya anutisaya, Dakinaya anutisaya, Pachimaya anutisaya, Uttaraya anutisaya, Etimaya tisaya, Uparimaya tisaya.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Ataba Pariyapana, Saba Itio, Sabe Purisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anarya, Sabe Deva, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipatika, Awira Hontu, Abhyapaja Hontu, Aniga Hontu, Sukiyatanam Pariharantu, Dukkha Muchantu, Yada lada sampatito mawigachantu kamasaka.
Udam yawa bawagaja ado yawa awijito samanta chakawalesu yesata patawichara abhyapaja niweraja nidukaja nubadawa udam yawa bawagaja ado yawa awijito Samanta Chakawalesu Yesata Udakechara Abhyapaja Niweraja Nitukhaja Nubadawa Udam Yawa Bawagaja Ado Yawa Awijito Samanta Chakawalesu Yesata Akasechara Abhyapaja Niweraja Nitukhaja Nubadawa Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Valentine.
Now we will learn how to meditate by Amara, Masindi, Chloe, Shanradi, and Maithun.
What is meditation? Meditation is the way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, a natural focus is on your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanner meditation, you can scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away, maybe noise or pain in the knee. But often your own mind is the problem. It is so full of useless stuff like a monkey jumping here and there. It is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones. Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy, you're less worried and frustrated, you don't get stressed about work or exams, you develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things, you find it easier to focus and learn, you perform better in sports and games, you make better in music and art, and you will be more trustworthy. What is the difference between samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two different types of meditation.
Guided muscle relaxation meditation. We are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before we begin, please straighten your body, center yourself in the middle of your camera, put your hands together with the right on top of the left, with your thumbs connected, and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I see a group of muscle, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax this group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles, all the muscles on your head, are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
We are going to advance to Anapanasati meditation. You are going to focus on your breath. When you breathe in, a puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. When you breathe out, a slightly warmer puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. We are going to practice counting technique with each cycle of in-breath and out-breath. You will count from 1 to 8 and do not let your mind wander. If your mind wanders out, start counting from 1 again. We are first going to practice together. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 1. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 2. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 3. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 4. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 5. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 6. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 7. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 8. Now go back to 1 and start counting on your own. We're now done meditating.
Yoga peta jani roga, baya peta jani baya, soka peta jani soka, ho tu se baby banino.
Nahi Rana Brani Samanti Tagura Janam Arena Jasamanti Esademo Sanantano.
Saba Babasa Akaranam Kusala Supasa Pada Sajita Pario Depanam Etam Budana Sasanam.
Mana me tuam Chivitam me atuam Ida me ponyam Nibanasa Pachayo hontu Imam Ponyabagam Satanam Pachema Sadhu 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 Bhagavatam.
Hello, Mangalaba Dhamma class. My name is Hein Long, and my Buddhist name is Sukha Bala, which means power of happiness. Today, I'll be your presenter for part 2 of the Dhamma class. We're now starting part 2 of the Dhamma class. Before we begin, I want to remind you how important this class is. From today's Dhamma class, we will learn valuable teachings and ideas, so please be respectful and mindful. Also remember, no eating during this part of the class. Drinking water is allowed during this part of the class. Make sure to sit up straight and center yourself in front of the camera. Now we'll move on to program 1, chant of Mahajaya Mangala Gata, chanted by May Cindy, Matane, Linlin, Rebecca and Cynthia, Maytun, Tiffany, Swayzen, Shintan, Grace, Sean Reddy, Lintan, Sumya Pei, and Marinda.
Mahajaya Mangala Gata Bahum Sahasa Mabinimita Sayudantam Girime Galam Udita Goram Sasinamaram Dana Didama Vidina Jitawa Munindo Dante Jasa Bhavatu Jaya Mangalani. Marati Rekha Mabiyudita Sabarati Gora Banalawaka Makama Tadayakam Gandhi Sudanda Vidina Chitawa Muninda Tamde Jasa Bhavatu De Jaya Mangalani.
Nalagirim Gajawaram Ate Mata Bhutam Dawagi Jakamasanewa Sudarunadam Matambu Sakawidina Jitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Ukita kaga mabihata sudarunantam tawam tiyojana padanguli malawantam idibi sankata mano jitawa munendo tam tejasa bhavatu te jaya mangalani.
Wana Kata Mudaram Iwa Gabinia Chinchaya Sahasranam Janakaya Maje Santena Soma Vidina Jitawa Munindo Tam Tejasa Bhavatute Jaya Mangalani
Sacham Vihaya Ati Sachaka Wada Ketum Wada Biro Pitamanam Ati Anta Bhutam Panya Padipajalito Chitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Tejaya Mangalani.
Blazon, it is your turn.
Nando Pananda Bujagam Vivida Mahidim Bhutena Tera Bujagena Dhammapayanto Itu Padesa Vidina Jitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani
Dugaha Diti Bujagena Sadatahatam Brahmam Visudi Judi Midi Baka Vidanam Jnana Gadena Vidina Chitawa Munindo Dante Jasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Grace, it is your turn.
Etapi Buddha Jaya Mangala Atthagata Yo Vachako Dina Dine Sarakte Matandi Kitwananeka Vividani Chupadawani Mokem Sukem Adigameya Naro Sapanyo Sadhu, 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 Valentine.
So aham vicharisami kama gamam pura puram namasa mano sambuddham tamasa jasu dhammatam etena sacha vajena soti me hotu sabada soti de hotu sabada.
Sambure Gata, Sambure Atawi Sanja, Dwara Sanja, Sahasake, Panchasata, Sahasani, Namami, Sirasa Maham, Apaga, Waluka, Ganga, Ananta, Nibuta, Jina, Desam, Damancha, Sangancha, Adarena, Namamaham Namakara Nubawena Hitwa Sabe Upadawe Aneka Antarayapi Wina Santu Ase Sato. Sirasmim Gata Sirasmim Me Buddha Seto Sariputoja Dakini Wama Amse Mogalano Purato Pita Katayam Pachime Mama Anando Jatutisa Kinasawa Samanta Lokapalacha Inda Dewa Sabramaka Etesam Anubhavena Sabepaya Upadawa Aneka Antarayapi Vinasantu Asesato
Ukantikata Araham Pahi Andajayam Sukadam Amidam Virajam Lalitam Atulam Charanam Dipavupasamam Yamakam Sukadam Saranam Panamami Jinam Etena Sajawajena Soti me hodu sabada Soti de hodu sabada.
Now we'll move on to Program 2. Answer the questions from Buddhism for Kids by Rebecca and Cynthia.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my Buddhist name is Metta Bali, which means keeper loving kindness. For today's program, my sister Cynthia will be joining me. So, Cynthia, can you please introduce yourself? Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Cynthia. My Buddhist name is Magga Bali, which means keeper the middle path. And the individuals asking today are Dewa, William, Brian, Maydong, Emerald, Lin, Meta U, Only Tay, Tenzin, Martin, Julia, Miano, Grace, Hazel, Huiyan, and Juju. We'll be asking questions from Buddhism for Kids, so please have your book ready. Dewa, what does Vipassana mean?
Excuse me, can you repeat that again, please?
Yes, what does Vipassana mean?
So, Vipassana means insight or seeing things as they really are.
That is correct, thank you. William, what do we do in Vipassana meditation? The answer is we watch our thoughts, feelings, and sensations just like a curious observer. Brian, why do people practice Vipassana meditation?
Can you please come back to me?
Okay, I will. Meitun, how is Vipassana different from Samatha meditation?
Samatha calms the mind, while Vipassana helps us understand and see things clearly.
That is correct, thank you. Emerald, could women become nuns and learn the Dhamma?
Yes, the Buddha allowed women to become nuns and practice reach enlightenment.
That is correct, thank you. Lin, did the Buddha think men were more important than women?
No, he said men and women are equal in spiritual life.
That is correct, thank you. Metta U, what does Vipassana mean?
It means insight or seeing things as they really are.
That is correct, thank you. Alinte, what do we do in Vipassana meditation?
We watch our thoughts, feelings, and sensation just like a curious observer.
That is correct, thank you. Brian, are you ready?
Yes.
Why do people practice Vipassana meditation?
Uh, to understand themselves better and find peace in their heart.
That is correct, thank you. Tenzin, Why do people practice vipassana meditation?
To understand themselves better and find peace in their hearts.
That is correct. Mate, how is vipassana different from samatha meditation?
Can you come back to me?
Okay. Julia, could women become nuns and learn the Dhamma?
Yes, the Buddha allowed women to become nuns and practice to reach enlightenment.
That is correct. Yeah, no, did the Buddha think men were more important than women?
No, he said men and women are equal in spiritual life.
That is correct. Grace, what does vipassana mean?
Means insight or seeing things as they really are.
That is correct. Hazel, what do we do in vipassana meditation?
We watch our thoughts, feelings, and sensations just like a curious observer.
That is correct. Wei Yan, why do people practice vipassana meditation?
Can you come back to me?
Okay. Juju, how is vipassana different from samatha meditation?
Absent.
Mate, are you ready?
Yes. Samatha calms the mind while vipassana helps us understand and see things clearly.
That is correct. Wei Yan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Why do people practice vipassana meditation?
We watch our thought, feeling, and sensation just like curious observer.
You're very close. The correct answer is to understand themselves better and find peace in their hearts. Thank you for trying. That is all for our program. Thank you for listening and participating.
Now we'll move on to Program 3, Presentations on Buddhism, first by Shintan, Noel, and Zintet, then by Chloe, Julia, and May Cindy, then by Ninyetan and Dewa, and lastly by Shan Radhi, Hinlin Ong, and Amara.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Shintan. My Buddhist name is Moka Bali, which means freedom keeper. So today, my Dhamma friends Noel and Zinta will be joining me. So please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Noel and my Buddhist name is Wanapala, which means proud personality. So, Sintek, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Zintet, and my Buddhist name is Chandabala, which means the power of love. Shinta, what will we be doing today?
We will be talking about Parami. So I'll be going first. Please listen carefully because we have questions at the end. What is Parami? Parami means going beyond and reaching perfection. It refers to the excellent qualities of bodhisattvas who are future Buddhas. There are 10 perfections which are important for achieving enlightenment.
To develop these qualities, one needs wisdom, compassion, and selflessness. People work hard to improve themselves over many lifetimes.
The 10 perfections are 1. Danya, charity. 2. Sila, morality. 3. Nekama, reunification. 4. Panya, wisdom. And 5. Virinya, energy.
6. Ganti, patience. 7. Sajja, truthfulness. 8. Aditana, determination. 9. Metta, loving kindness. And 10. Ubega, equanimity.
Practicing these helps us grow and become better people. So now we'll be asking questions. So, Zinta, what is your question?
Nathan, what does Barami mean?
Parami means going beyond or reaching perfection, referring to the qualities of Bodhisattva.
That is correct, thank you. Shinta, could you ask your question, please?
My question is to Emerald, and what are the 10 perfections?
The 10 perfections are charity, morality, renunciation, wisdom, energy, patience, truthfulness, determination, love, kindness, and equanimity.
That's correct. And Noel, what is your question?
My question to Mathan is who practices parami?
Bodhisattvas, who are future Buddhas, practice parami.
Yes, that is correct. Cynthia, what is the last question?
Emerald, why are the 10 perfections important?
They are essential for achieving enlightenment and self-improvement.
That is correct, and that will be all of our questions. Thank you.
It is now Chloe, Julia, and May Cindy's turn.
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Chloe Chang, and my Buddhist name is Devi Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. I live in Chino Hills, California. So today, my two dear Dhamma friends will be joining me. So Julia, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Julia. My Buddhist name is Bera Pali, which means keeper of wisdom, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So Miss Cindy, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Cindy. My Buddha name is Lokapali, which means guardian of the rod, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So Chloe, what will we be talking about today? We will be talking about Garuna, so I'll go first. Please listen carefully because we will be asking some questions at the end. What is Garuna? Garuna means compassion, which is caring for others and wanting to help relieve their pain. It should be practiced wisely and with a peaceful heart.
Karuna is like the love of a mother who always tries to comfort her sick child. Sometimes it can mean going so far as to help others, even if it's difficult for us.
The goal of Karuna is to reduce suffering and eliminate cruelty. It's important to not just talk about compassion, but to take action too. Karuna helps us recognize the sadness we feel for others' suffering, but it is more than just pity. It's a positive and loving quality that encourages us to help. And so now we'll be asking questions. So Julia, please ask your first question.
The first question is to Jewel. So Jewel, what is Karuna?
Karuna is compassion, caring for others and wanting to ease their pain.
Yes, that is correct. So Miss Cindy, can you please ask the next question?
My next question is to Lyra. So Lyra, how is Karuna like a mother's love?
A mother comforts her sick child just as Karuna seeks to help others.
Yes, that's correct. So Chloe, please ask your next question. So my next question is to Jewel, and it is, what is the goal of Karuna?
To reduce suffering and eliminate cruelty through action.
Yes, that is correct. So Julia, please ask your last question.
The last question is to Lyra. So Lyra, how is Karuna different from pity?
It's a loving positive force that encourages helping, not just feeling sad.
Yes, that is correct. And that is all so thank you for watching.
Thank you for listening.
It is now Ninyetan and Dewa's turn.
Hello, Mingalapa Dhamma class. My name is Narita, and my Buddhist name is Yoga Bali, which means keeper of energy. So, my dear friend, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Dewa Kane, and my Buddhist name is Kamabala, which means power of enlightenment. And I live in Oak Hills, California. So, Ninyetan, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we're going to be talking about Banya. So, before I begin, can everyone please listen carefully as I'll be asking questions at the end. What is Banya? Banya means wisdom in Buddhism. It is the understanding that helps us see things clearly and know the truth about life. With Banya, we learn to make good choices and avoid problems.
Wisdom helps us understand our own feelings and the feelings of others. It teaches us about kindness and how our actions can affect everyone around us.
Buddha believed that developing Banya is important for a happy and peaceful life. The more we learn and grow in wisdom, the better we can handle life's challenges. Banya guides us to live in a way that brings joy to ourselves and those around us. It helps us find the best path to happiness. So now we'll start asking questions. So Dewa, can you please ask your first question?
So my first question is to Sumya Pei, and it is, what does Banya mean in Buddhism?
Banya means wisdom in Buddhism. It helps us see things clearly and understand the truth about life.
Yes, that is correct, Sumya Pei. Thank you very much. Nathan, can you ask the second question, please?
My second question is to Hazel. So how does wisdom help us?
Wisdom helps us make good choices, understand our feelings, and be kind to others.
That is correct, thank you. So Dewa, can you please ask your next question?
So the third question goes to Sumya Pei again, and it is, why is Banya important for a happy life?
Banya helps us handle challenges and live in a way that brings joy to ourselves and others.
Yes, that is correct, Sumya Pei. Thank you very much. Nathan, can you ask the last question, please?
The last question goes to Hazel. So what did the Buddha teach about wisdom?
Buddha taught that developing wisdom, Banya, is important for finding happiness and peace in life.
That is correct. Thank you everyone for listening and participating.
Thank you for listening, participating, and watching.
It is now Sean Reddy, Hainlin Ong, and Amara's turn.
Hello, Mingla by Dhamma class. My name is Sharadi, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, me and a few Dhamma friends will be talking about something. So, Amara, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglapa. My name is Amara, and my Buddha's name is Amata Bali, which means keeper of deathlessness. Haley, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Hing Long, and my Buddhist name is Sukabla, which means power of happiness. So, Sean Reddy, what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about the four satipatthana. Everyone, please listen carefully because we'll be asking a couple questions in the end. I'll start us off. The four foundations of mindfulness, Cattaro Satipatthana, are practices that help develop mindfulness and wisdom. These four are
1. Mindfulness of the body, Kaya Nupassana. 2. Mindfulness of feelings, Vedana Nupassana. 3. Mindfulness of the mind, Citta Nupassana. And 4. Mindfulness of mind objects, Dhamma Nupassana.
Each foundation is about paying careful attention to different parts of our experience that help us observe the body, emotions, thoughts, and the things our mind focuses on. Mental objects include things like the five hindrances that aggregates how we experience ourselves, the sense spaces, and teaches like the Four Noble Truths.
the goal of these practices is to build mindfulness and insight, which is also a key part of the Noble Eightfold Path and leads to Nibbana. That is all, and now we'll be asking questions. So, Hina, could you please ask the first one?
The first question is from Matane, and it is, what is mindfulness of the body?
Noticing our breath movements, and how our body feels.
That is correct. So, Amara, could you please ask the next question?
Mia, no, what is mindfulness of feeling?
Watching if we feel happy, sad, or neutral.
That is correct. Sharity, can you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Wei Yin, which is, what is mindfulness of the mind?
Seeing our thought and mood clearly.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the last question?
The last question is from Matane again, and it is, what is mindfulness of mind objects?
Paying attention to things our mind focuses on, like the Four Noble Truths.
That is correct.
That is all, and thank you for watching and listening.
Now we'll move on to Program 4, Answer the Questions from Bali Pathways by Hank and Hema.
My name is Hank, and my Buddhist name is Suzabala, which means the power of knowledge. Today I'll be joined by my twin sister, so can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Hema. My Buddhist name is Hemapali, which means peacekeeper.
Today we'll be asking questions to individuals Tenzin, Xinglang, Yamunte, Kixing, Sandy, Miet No, Henry, Thang Thang, Victoria, Shinki, Lintan, Alinte, Emerald, Brian, Hangman, Grace, Yamapali, and Suizin. To start off, Tenzin, what are the 5 gatis?
They are the 5 paths. They are the 5 paths a person can take after death.
And that is correct. Xinglang, what does Sugati mean?
It means the good path where happy beings live.
That is correct. Nibunte, what does Dugati mean?
It means the bad path where suffering beings are born.
And that is correct. Kixing, what are examples of Sugati?
Deva, heavenly beings, and Manusa, humans.
And that is correct. Sandy, how can someone be born in Sugati?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is by doing good deeds and living a good life, a kind life. Yet no, what are the 5 gatis?
They are the 5 paths a person can take after death.
And that is correct. Henry, what does Sugati mean?
Means the good path where happy beings live.
And that is correct. Thang Thang, what does Dugati mean?
It means a bad path where suffering beings are born.
And that is correct. Victoria, what are examples of Sugati?
Deva, heavenly beings, and Manusa, humans.
And that is correct.
Sugat Shinki, how can someone be born in Sugati?
By doing good deeds and living a kind life.
That is correct. Lintan, what are the 5 gatis?
There are the 5 paths a person can take after death.
That is correct. Arlington, what does Sugati mean?
It means the good path where happy beings live.
That is correct. Emerald, what does Dugati mean?
It means the bad path where suffering beings.
That is correct. Brian, what are examples of Sugati?
Deva, heavenly beings, and Manusa, humans.
That is correct. Hey Min, how can someone be born in Sugati?
By doing good deeds and living a kind life.
That is correct. Grace, what are the 5 gatis? Well, they are the 5 paths a person can take after death. Kamapali, what does Sugati mean?
It means the good path where happy beings live.
That is correct. Suizin, what does Dugati mean?
It means the bad path where suffering beings are born.
That is correct. Thank you for listening.
Now we'll move on to Program 5. Read the answers for the given questions by Sean Reddy and Shintan.
Hello, Mingla Dhamma class. My name is Sean Reddy, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, me and a Dhamma friend will be asking a few questions. So, Shintan, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Shintan. My Buddhist name is Moka Bali, which means freedom keeper. So, Sean Reddy, can you start?
Before we begin, everyone please listen carefully because we'll be asking multiple individuals. Alinte, what happens if you lose in gambling?
Do you come back to me?
Yes. Kamapali, how can gambling affect friendships?
Friends may stop trusting or liking you.
That is correct. Qixing, why do people say gambling is dangerous?
It can make enemies, ruin trust, and leave you with no money.
That is correct. Henry, how can you be a good friend?
By giving, speaking kindly, and keeping promises.
That is correct. William, how should a good friend help you?
Absent.
Sandy, what happens if you lose in gambling?
Absent.
Hangman, how can gambling affect friendships?
Friends may stop trusting or liking you.
That is correct. Wei Yin, how can you be a good friend?
By giving, speaking kindly, and keeping promise.
That is correct. Jewel, how should a good friend help you?
By supporting you in hard times and taking care of your things.
That is correct. And Chloe, what happens if you lose in gambling?
You can feel very sad and lose all your money.
That is correct. Coming back to Anlinte, what happens if you lose in gambling?
You can feel very sad and lose all your money.
That is correct. Shinta, could you please ask your individuals?
My first individual is Nyambonte, and how can gambling affect friendships?
Can you repeat that?
The question is, how can gambling affect friendships?
Friends may stop trusting or liking you.
That's correct. And then my second question is to Zinta Wei, and why do people say gambling is dangerous?
It can make enemies, ruin trust, and leave you with no money.
That's correct. And Lin Tan, how can you be a good friend?
By giving, speaking kindly, and keeping promises.
That's correct. And Chloe, how should a good friend help you?
By supporting you in hard times and taking care of your things.
That's correct. And Mita U, what happens if you lose in gambling?
You can feel very sad and lose all your money.
That's correct. And Yo, how can gambling affect friendships?
Friends may stop trusting or liking you.
That's correct. And Emerald, why do people say that gambling is dangerous?
It can make enemies, ruin trust, and leave you with no money.
That's correct. And Victoria, how can you be a good friend?
By giving, speaking kindly, and keeping promises.
That's correct. And Snowy, how should a good friend help you?
By supporting you in hard times and taking care of your things.
That's correct. And then Lyra, what happens if you lose in gambling?
You can feel very sad and lose all your money.
That's correct. And thank you everyone for answering.
Thank you to everyone who joined today. We are near the end of our Dhamma class, so please put your hands together, mute your microphones, and repeat after me. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddhist teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddhist teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddhist teachings last long. Sadhu, 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 Valentine.